Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. If you thought the Falcons' offseason was just about upgrading the defense or drafting a couple of promising rookies, think again. Because what we're seeing now could potentially be one of the most transformative moves in recent NFL history, especially for a team that's been looking to solidify its status as a true contender in the NFC. And no, I'm not talking about just any minor trade or a splash signing. We're talking about a blockbuster that could shake the entire league, and more specifically, the NFC South. That's right, the Atlanta Falcons are reportedly in the mix for something that could redefine their offense for years to come. And it all centers around one of the league's most intriguing wide receivers right now, DJ Moore. This isn't just speculation, it's a real possibility, folks. And if it happens, it could be one of the most exciting developments in the NFL this year. You see, the Falcons, as aggressive as they've been historically, especially in recent years, have shown that they're willing to pull the trigger on bold moves. They've already made significant investments on defense, bringing in players like James Pierce Jr. and Jalen Walker, aiming to strengthen that side of the ball. But they also recognize that, to compete on a high level, they need firepower on offense. And that's where DJ Moore enters the picture. Moore, for those of you who may have missed it, has been a true revelation in Chicago. Just last season, he led the entire conference in catches with 104, racking up a staggering 382 yards, which also led the conference, and scored 16 touchdowns, making him one of the most dynamic receivers in the league. What's even more impressive is that Moore became only the fourth player in NFL history to achieve a triple crown, leading the league in receptions, yards, and touchdowns. That's elite production right there. Plus, he was a finalist for the Biletnikoff Award, which goes to the top receiver in college football back in college. So the talent is undeniable. Now, why is this such a big deal for the Falcons? Well, take a look at their current receiver room. It's a bit of a question mark, honestly. Beyond Drake London and Darnell Mooney, the options are pretty limited. Ray McCloud is there, doing his thing as the starting slot, but let's be honest. He's more of an underrated role player rather than a long-term solution. The Falcons' depth at wide receiver right now is, frankly, one of the weakest in the league. And that's a problem because they run a very specific style of offense, one that relies on quick passes, quick decision-making, and creating separation in tight windows. That's the kind of game that fits perfectly with a receiver like Moore, who has the ability to make those tough catches and stretch the field. And here's where the potential trade gets even more interesting. The Falcons, as we know, are not shy about making bold moves. They traded next year's first-round pick already, which shows their willingness to go all in on building a competitive team now. And DJ Moore, with his ability to produce at an elite level, could be exactly what they need to take that next step. Imagine adding a receiver who's already proven he can dominate, who's just 26 years old, and who can make an immediate impact. That's the kind of player that can change the complexion of your offense overnight. But what about the other side? Well, the Chicago Bears, who currently have a trio of promising receivers like Rome Odunze, Luther Burden III, and DJ Moore himself, might be open to trading Moore if the right offer comes along. Odunze, a top 10 pick in 2024, has shown flashes of being a consistent 0-yard receiver, although his stats last season were modest. Luther Burden, the 2025 second-round pick, is a talented but somewhat unrefined route runner, and he's still developing. But Moore, with his proven production and elite skill set, is the player that can immediately elevate any offense. What makes this even more intriguing is the fact that the Bears are led by head coach Ben Johnson, who's known for his innovative offensive schemes. His mantra of no block, no rock emphasizes the importance of blocking and creating opportunities downfield. Burden, despite some concerns coming out of college, has shown he can break tackles and has a high ceiling as a wide receiver too. But bringing in Moore would give Johnson a veteran presence, a reliable target who can do so much more than just catch passes. He can stretch defenses and force opposing teams to game plan around him. Now, let's not forget, the Falcons have invested heavily in their defense this offseason, but that doesn't mean they're ignoring the offensive side of the ball. They understand that to compete in the NFC, especially against teams like the Eagles or the 49ers, they need to have a balanced attack. Adding a player like DJ Moore would not only give quarterback Michael Penix Jr. a true number one receiver, but would also elevate the entire offense, making their quick passing game even more lethal. And here's the kicker, this kind of trade isn't just a move for this season. It's a statement. It says that the Falcons are serious about contending now, not just rebuilding for the future. It shows they're willing to be aggressive, to take calculated risks, and to go after proven talent in order to fast-track their championship aspirations. And if they pull it off, it could be the catalyst they need to make a deep playoff run, maybe even finally break through and get back to the Super Bowl. But it's not just about the trade itself. It's about the message it sends to the rest of the league. The Falcons are saying they're all in, that they're not content with just building a decent team. They want to be the team that everyone fears in the NFC. And that's the exciting part for us fans. Because a move like this could change the landscape of the division, of the conference, and maybe even of the league. Now, I know many of you are wondering, what could this mean for the Falcons' draft plans? Well, with a proven star like Moore potentially in the fold, they might feel more comfortable addressing other needs in the draft, or even trading some picks to acquire more talent. It also shifts their focus on building around Penix Jr., giving him the weapons he needs to succeed. And let's be honest, with the receiver room currently so thin, they absolutely need to make a move to avoid another season of inconsistency and missed opportunities. And just think about the impact this could have on the locker room. Moore's veteran leadership and proven production could serve as a catalyst for the younger receivers like Drake London and Darnell Mooney. It could also create a more competitive environment, pushing everyone to perform at their best. The Falcons have shown in recent years that they're not afraid to shake things up, and this potential trade could be the ultimate game changer. In conclusion, folks, what we're looking at here is a real possibility that could define the Falcons' season and maybe even their future. The idea of adding DJ Moore to this already talented roster, especially with the offensive scheme that Coach Arthur Smith loves to run, could be exactly what they need to take that leap from good to great. It's a bold move, yes, but one that could pay off in a big way. And for us Falcons fans, it's an exciting time to be alive because the potential of this team just got a whole lot more interesting. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on the possibility of trading for DJ Moore? Do you believe this move could be the spark that finally gets Atlanta back into playoff contention and maybe even beyond? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Falcons. Remember, this is a fan community, and your voice is what makes it special. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. We're on this journey together, and I can't wait to see what's next. Thanks for being here, and as always, keep the faith, Falcons fans.